Three words are worth more than 1,000 pictures. By Night Moons on AO3. Summary. Sero winds up agreeing to be Todoroki's date to Fuyumi's wedding. It would be fine if the two were actually, dating. Formally titled, I'm my old college roommate's fake date to his sister's wedding. Sero walked into the cafe. It had been 5 years since they graduated from college. And sure, the two of them kept up as well as they could, but still, this whole situation was just bizarre. Todoroki Shoto, who some would all Japan's most eligible bachelor, couldn't find a date to his Fujumi's wedding. Why is that relevant? Oh, because he asked Sero to be his date. Well, it was more like Todoroki asked Sero to be his cover. Sero spotted Todoroki at the back table in the cafe. He looked exactly how Sero was expecting. Totally normal. Some would have expected Todoroki to be wearing a nice crisp suit or some other fashionable clothing. Instead, Todoroki was wearing some old jeans and a comfortable-looking sweater he had owned since college. He was sipping an iced coffee, staring at the cafe window. What Sero hadn't been expecting was Todoroki looking very sad and lonely. It filled Sero with concern. The Todoroki before him looked like early Roki from the first year of college, the one who felt like they were drowning in the sea of sadness. He had come so far from those days. It had been slow, but Sero swears that no one on earth had a better smile or wit than Todoroki. So what happened? Something definitely had to have gone wrong for Todoroki, especially since he had to stoop up and ask Sero to be his fake date. Especially since, wait, hadn't Todoroki been seeing someone? Sero could have sworn he saw that Todoroki had been dating someone in the tabloids, but then why? Why not take them to Fuyumi's wedding? Hey, Roki, it's been forever since we've actually got to sit down together, huh? Sero offered Todoroki a small smile. Todoroki, shaken out of his trance, had jolted upright. Oh, Sero, hi. Thank you for meeting me. Can I buy you a coffee, or should we just... The coffee would be much appreciated. What you're having looks pretty good. Sero smiled a little bigger to give Todoroki some reassurance. Sero was a little bit crushed when all Todoroki could do was offer a small smile. A sad smile back. Sero kept thinking the same thing over and over. What the fuck? Is he okay? What happened? What the fuck did he choose me? Fuck, is he okay? Instead, he kept quiet and watched Todoroki nod, then order Sero a coffee. Thanks, man. Sero rubbed the back of his neck. Of course, iced coffee is hardly something to thank me for, especially since you're doing me a huge favor. Todoroki shrugged. Sero saw this as his chance to probe about it. Yeah, about that, I get if you don't want to get too involved into the details or anything, but geez, Roki, what the hell happened? Todoroki opened his mouth and then closed it again. It actually hurt Sero to see Todoroki like this. Sad was one thing, but he looked pained. It really was like early Roki had returned. Sero remembered how sweet Todoroki had been. Kind, a little awkward, sure, but the saddest eyes Sero had ever seen to see him like this again. There was silence until Sero's coffee came. Roki, I hate to poke at this, but you really haven't given me, well, anything at all. I have to know what happened before. We we do this thing. I I know. I just don't even know where to start. Okay, why don't we try something a little easier? Why on earth did you ask me, of all people, to be your date for Fujumi's and Tensei's wedding? Like, I get it, we're really close. Well, as close as we can be considering we can't meet up in person all that much. I'll never leave you high and dry, but like, There are other people who could do this for you, so why me? I mean, out of all your friends. I'm a little homely looking for a start, and I mean, I don't have an important career. I'm just a photographer, dude. You could always do way better than a boring old me. Todoroki stared incredulously at Sero. Why would you say that? Any of that's wrong, Sero. You're not boring or homely, and you're one of the best photographers in the world. Don't say that. Sero blushed. Well, okay, that still doesn't answer my question. You have other options. And okay, I know I'm like harsh on myself sometimes, but let's be real here. You have other friends who are better looking, who have higher profile jobs, etc., etc. So stop dodging all my questions? Todoroki sighed and gave Sarah a mournful look. I have never trusted anyone the way I trust you, okay? You have seen me at my absolute worst, defended me, protected me, and every time I had a bad day, night, whatever, and I never had to worry that I might read about it in the next day's paper. So that's why. In some ways, you've been the only true friend I've ever had. Sero's jaw dropped. He wasn't expecting all of that. And to be frank, he didn't know how to deal with it. So he changed the subject. Oh, well, I'm flattered, but Momo, Midoriya, Ida, Uraraka, Inancia, and hell, even Bakugo have all done things for you in the past. Not just me. And dude, I'm pretty sure Momo and Midoriya are still single. They're not. Asua and Momo just hit another 1 month anniversary, and Uraraka got fed up and asked Midoriya out. Todoroki swirled his straw in his glass and chuckled. Sero smiled softly. Oh, that's good to hear. Todoroki nodded. They all seem really happy, but as you said, everyone else also has a significant other. Sero raked his hands through his hair. I mean, yeah, I guess, but also it's just that. I mean, you never needed getting a date to a family function before. Todoroki's cheeks burned. Ah, well, about that. Yes? I panicked and told Tensei and Fujimi that we have, in fact, been dating. Sero blinked. I'm sorry. You what? I told them that. Todoroki rubbed the back of his neck and groaned. Sero, I'm really sorry. I know I shouldn't have. I wasn't doing all that, well, emotionally, and I guess. Todoroki trailed off and took his gaze away from Sero, fixing it out the window. They were worried about me being too lonely, and it was fairly obvious that they were going to try and set me up with people I'd prefer to not engage with. And I know that my only possible way to get out was telling them that I was unavailable. And that's when they asked me why. Todoroki sighed, turning his head back to meet Sero's gaze. I saw a magazine with you on the cover. It was from that interview about your National Geographic work, and I just said your name. And they believed you? Sarah asked, incredulously. Funny thing is, they, actually celebrated the news. They even went as far as to say, unimportant, but, well, now they're under the assumption that we've been dating for about a week or so. That everything's still new and that we weren't ready for those vultures they call themselves journalists to ruin what little privacy we had. Sero raked his hands through his hair. Wow, I kind of don't really know what to say. When did this all happen? Todoroki swallowed nervously. When I told them we were dating, or. Sero's eyes narrowed a little. Now Todoroki meant the world to him, even if they didn't hang out as much. But this was ridiculous. No, Roki, when I was on a magazine. Of course I meant when you were told them we were dating. Todoroki cringed. 2 weeks ago? Maybe 3? Sero buried his face in his palms and whined. So you're telling me that Fujimi and Sensei thinks we've been dating for a month? And Natsuo. Sero buried his hands in his face and groaned at the news, causing Todoroki to whine at his friend's polite. I'm sorry. I really haven't thought this through, and it's not fair for me to push this on you. Todoroki swallowed harshly. You don't have to do this. I can explain. No, no. Sero sighed overdramatically. Roki, I got an invitation, so I was going to go anyways. Look, I'll do it. You know, I'd always do it. It's gonna be hella awkward, but Roki, look, I know if it would reverse, you'd drop everything to help me. Of course I'll go as your date. You will? Yeah, besides, I know that if things were reversed, I know you'd do it for me. And look at this way. You're not the only one who has to go on horrible blind dates. I know that our friends mean well, but it'll be nice to have a break. Oh, Todoroki gave a small smile in surprise. Well then, I'm glad to help. Oh yeah, my knight in shining armor. Sero batted his eyes and got a genuine laugh from Todoroki. Hell, if anything else, maybe he could get Todoroki feeling better about why he had to go to these lengths for a simple date. So, how are we gonna do this? I mean, we should probably set up perimeters on what we need to do to maintain that we're dating and what we're comfortable with, right? Like, kissing in public, on the cheek and a light peck, right? Or is that too much? No, I think we'll need to do some of that hand holding shit. What? We're gonna have to dance together at the reception. Oh, right. Sero shrugged it off until he saw how pale Todoroki was. Then it occurred to him. Wait, Roki, are you telling me that a rich kid like yourself was never forced into a dance lesson? Todoroki said nothing, and his silence spoke volumes. Okay then, Sero chuckled. So clearly I'll take the lead on that. I'll show you a couple steps too. We'll be okay. Oh, sharing a room, I suppose. So, we'll alternate who takes the floor. I don't think that'll be necessary. It's a pretty big room with a pretty big bed. We'll both be able to fit. Sero shrugged. Well, alright, as long as you're cool with it, then I'm cool. Hanta? Sero was startled by hearing his first name leave Todoroki's lips. Yeah? You can probably get away with calling me Roki, but, Shoto's probably a better choice. Todoroki stared down at his iced coffee. Oh, right, right. The two of them couldn't look at each other for a moment. Something about this whole thing felt too intimate. So it took them a bit to shake off a heavy feeling that was both unsettling as well as exciting. Shoto. Sero tested out Todoroki's name, and it was odd how natural it felt. Yeah, anyways, we should probably hang out a lot during the days leading up to the wedding. Just to, get much more in sync with each other. I mean, Todoroki nodded. No, I understand. That sounds like a good idea. I mean, discussing how we will appear as a couple, while not being too PDA. Oh, okay, great. I guess we should also discuss what TV shows we like, and I mean, our current interests and all that. Don't we already know all that? We don't as much as we used to, but like, we still know that, right? Those sad eyes were going to be the death of Sero. No, of course we do. But maybe we should rewatch some old stuff, go to dinner, or something. At least have some kind of trail proof that we've actually been dating, you know? Todoroki nodded enthusiastically. All good ideas. When are you free for dinner? Let me look at my calendar. I'm specifically canceling plans with Denki, Ichiro, Mina, and Bakugo, so they'll suspect I'm dating someone. You should do the same. When do you have plans with Natsu? I'll check. Would Thursday work? Oh, perfect, yeah. I could tell them I couldn't make it now because, less rude, but man, this is gonna be a fun payback. I know what you mean. And there is a bonus. Oh, yeah, what's that? I get to spend time with you again. The moment Todoroki said those words, it felt different. Those words had weight to them. A kind of weight that neither of them wanted to acknowledge, but knew was there. It reminded Sero of college, when they had moments like this back then. The moment felt so heavy and grounded. It was so meaningful, but so terrifying. They wouldn't acknowledge them. But here they are again, and Sero couldn't help himself. Yeah, that will be a lot of fun. It'll be just like college, and I've missed you too. They sat in waited comfortable silence for a moment. But then the both of them shoved back that moment like they always did, like they always had. So, Sero continued, we'll hang out as much as we can, and then I'll be the best fake boyfriend you'll ever have. Todoroki smiled sheepishly. Well, they caught up. They correlated their calendars, made dates, and thought of ways to convince everyone their relationship was real. However, it was plain to see that it was real. They just didn't know it yet. Per requested, we got Seroroki. I love this ship. This is one of those ships that I didn't initially ship. But then I started shipping it after I started seeing fandom ship it. So I started seeing TikToks of people shipping it, and then I started seeing fanfics of people shipping it, and I just started shipping it myself. And yeah, it's a cute ship. I like it. It is so weird. They don't interact that much in the anime. It is heavily implied that they're friends in the anime, but we never see that. We never see that. So love this fic, or not. I do love this fic. Hold up, give me a second. What I meant to say is I love this ship. I also love this fic. Do not worry. Love this ship. Came out of nowhere. I love it. Love it so much. I know Seroroki fans out there are very much craving content because the main show doesn't give you anything really. Apart from some small interactions here and there, or some small indications here and there. But yeah, I checked if there was a part 2 in this, and I couldn't find anything, unfortunately. I thought this was this is just the groundworks of them starting the fake dating. I thought we were gonna actually see a bit of the fake dating. Unfortunately, we don't. But yeah, as you guys requested, I got you guys a Seroroki one-shot. I'm still working on seeing if I could get you a whole series. But that takes a bit more time because I need to really look at the tags on that one and make sure that it's good. I'm actually working on getting someone to proofread. And by proofread, I mean is they go over, they read, and they make sure there is no untagged smut. Because that happens. Untagged smut is a thing that happens that I am petrified of. Not when I'm reading on my own time. No. When I'm reading for a fanfic series is when I'm petrified of it. Because with one-shots, I could just, the second it pops up, it's oh, well, delete the video, start, and get a new one. But with series, I can't just, oh, well, start a new one. So luckily it hasn't happened yet, but I'd like to keep it that way. So yeah, as always, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds, have a wonderful day or night. Join our community Discord server, link is in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.